Alright, welcome back. Last time we finished up the conquest of most of Somalia. Now all that's left is myself and my vassals and the Mamluks, as well as kind of Rwanda in the southern Ethiopian highlands. I mean, to a degree, there's also Shilluk over here, but yeah, this area's basically been conquered out, and there's no more easy targets. I've also managed to gain one of the provinces that I have cores on, along the Swahili coast. England apparently managed to get it via expedition from Manyika that has actually really poor militech, so I might be able to outfight them, even with a low quantity of troops. And then there's also the fact that Iberia is busy fighting Lundu, and it's been going back and forth, which is fairly interesting. Yeah. I've also started on colonialism ideas and grabbed 3 of them, and grabbed one standing army idea. But most importantly, I've done plenty of major reforms. I've now got extended levies on military organization, which reduces manpower quantity, but improves army professionalism and reduces aristocrat gravity, and also shifted to volunteers, which, again, well, it reduces the amount of manpower I get from my own property, but improves army professionalism and makes it so that I can start getting volunteers, which is admittedly based upon how much welfare I have, which isn't all that much. I would need 100 welfare in order to match enlistment. Which, yeah. But I've also got tax officials for indirect and direct taxation, so I was hoping to get tax service too, but apparently I didn't have enough executive authority to pass more than 2 major reforms at once, so. Still, getting both of these will further improve base tax efficiency, and open the door for me upgrading tax collection another level to a proper tax system. But there's a bug where it doesn't tell you what, what the requirements are until you've gotten rank 3 in these 2 as well, so. Okay, so I need 60 average state reach as well, and it changes base tax efficiency from 10% plus 10% times state reach to 80% times state reach. Reduces mana cost of all state taxes by 25%, enables all state taxes, and actually makes it so that state reach slowly improves with time. So I no longer need to actively expand the bureaucracy. At least no longer need to, assuming I don't conquer anything, but yeah. What are the chances of that happening? So I'm gonna have to go through some low stability times. Look at that. Oh well. I've also been doing a lot of expeditions too. So now completely colonize the coastline of Brazil, southern Brazil. And I'm hoping to be able to get one of those provinces here to the point where they have 2 trade value, so that I can take off another continent for global trade. Because I already have this province in Indonesia completing the requirement, so that means Southeast Asia is another continent that I have. I'm also hoping to try to get the Pacific as well, though that won't be easy without the assistance of, well, Australia. Australia would make it easy, that's for sure. Pacific Islands would certainly be a way that's non-volatile, to say the least. I'm going to start with Diplotech because I just have way too many Diplo points. And in order to keep innovativeness up, because that's going to be somewhat useful to have. It's not as good as it is in the base game, but it's still a buff to institution spread. Anyway, Permanent Navy. Naval force limit plus 5%, naval engagement width plus 5%, trade range plus 80, naval morale plus 0.5. And I finally have light ships. Oh well, I had them since level 37. That's a light ship upgrade, but I don't use light ships anyway. Not light ships. Galleys. Galleys. Okay. Okay, so internal stuff expires, well, 17th of January. There we go. I better not touch welfare until I've gotten past this point. Also, the question is, do I want to go for military buffs or better taxation? Well, if anything, I probably should not increase the power anymore. Any more, if they get much more power, I won't be able to move to hybrid military, so. There's really not much I can do. Guess I won't touch them then. Reduce tributes. Expand the bureaucracy. Promote and support commerce. And donate to the church. There we go. I'm probably feeding the church most of its income at this point. Yeah, there really isn't much else to do though. The reform stuff, because of bad timing, expires on the 1st of September, which is when I'll do all the other tech. As well as maybe look at ideas, see if there's a good one. I probably won't be able to do military reform, but I can do tax reform, that's for sure. Plus, one of my colonies is about to finish, so. Ah, they just attacked Tunis. Well, that makes them fairly easy to go up against. So, quick question. Is nationalism better than Reconquest? No. Reconquest is slightly better. At least insofar as aggressive expansion is concerned. On the other hand, it gets me more prestige, and I haven't generated any aggressive expansion in a while, so... Do I even have any aggressive expansion with anyone? No. Okay. At least not up there. Okay, if not even Arabia has any, then no. So... I'll probably end up starting to go into the Monomotapa region. Well, the Greater Zimbabwe region. Once I definitely have pushed Spain out of Iberia out of this area. I think if I can take them, I can take on just about anyone. Other than, well, frickin' China, because China. Keep it light. That was fairly easy. Oh. I'm not sure if I can fight that. Under good conditions anyway. I wasn't expecting them to still have troops in the area. I'm careful. I can trap them. Oh, what? It's not that easy. Sad. Okay, so long as no one takes out my transport ships there, that stack of troops is stuck. It does mean I don't have Mafia, but... wow. I can live with that. I can work around that. It's not that big of a deal. Quick question, is this too far away? That probably has something to do with it. Uh-huh. Austria... no war score. Okay, so trying to get any of their allies to tap out is unlikely, except for the case of Luxembourg, which... it's not in a good state, so that... probably makes them at least a little less enthusiastic to keep it going. No one's going to siege this province down. Actually, the Gulf of Guinea is not a bad spot. It's not so far away that I'll have supply issues. Many supply issues. A little bit of blockading can go a long way. I don't even need a long way, but at least we'll give them one more reason to give up. Maybe another month. Just one more month. Yeah, I can't take much more than this, though. Hand back Brazil, and give me my core provinces and the rest of the Swahili coastline that you control. I'm gonna have to deal with these inland provinces eventually, but... that one's not useful right now, so I'll just not touch it. Core, the three new provinces. Let's get you back to there. Yeah, okay. Commercial lifeline. A colony's relationship with the motherland is comprised of two forces: economics and politics. While the politics can shift dramatically, the fact is that only the greatest, best established settlements can survive outside of the commercial environment of their homeland. That's what we tell them anyway. Merchants from trade centers plus 25%, trade range plus 10%. I should get plenty more merchants. Right, and finish it off. Imperial President. What makes a native deserving of our overlordship that is not true of anyone else? Province war score cost minus 10%. Right. Force vassalize. Actually, can I get you to return? No. They're going to be very, very disloyal for a while, but I should be able to get them under control. Oh god, they have 100%. Okay, that may not have been the best of ideas. Okay, so it's mainly lack of opinion and lack of trust. If I can get all the opinion all the way up, I should be able to get it to be at least somewhat better. I definitely don't need the spy network in your country anymore, though. But the Swahili coastline is mine once more. Well, finally unified under one country. Okay, right, get a new command. Yeah, commandant's best. Alright, let's pause here and end the session. Yeah, my ruler personality traits aren't great. In other news, I've managed to completely reform the indirect and direct taxation to a full-on tax service, which further reduces the costs associated with taxation of both indirect and direct. And my revenue now seems to no longer rely on tribute whatsoever, which is great. I can certainly afford a lot of things now. So I can slowly start to decouple myself from the nobles, at least militarily. Okay, that's the correct one. Yeah, so I've actually ignored tech for a little while on accident, but I'm fairly close to getting academia. Fairly close. As in, multiple provinces will get in the next few years. So I'm waiting a little while in order to get to reduce the cost of embracing it as much as possible, in the hopes of making things as nice as possible for me. Seriously, multiple provinces. It's surprisingly widespread, and in several provinces, which I wasn't anticipating in the first place. Heck, this province is getting it. And it's about to get it. Yeah. I've also gone ahead and declared war on Iberian. It was not an easy war. Lots of war exhaustion from attrition and all that. But I did manage to grab all the coastline provinces down to here. And they also see some colonies, so I had to get them back with extra war score, but... well, provinces are going back, so... I'm just hoping Swahili Brazil ends up getting enough... I mean, they're slowly building up in value. Trade value of their provinces. But I need it to be 2 in order to get global trade. 1.1 seems to be the best quantity that they have. I hope I can manage to double their trade. I've also been working more and more towards setting up a reasonable trade network. Semi-reasonable. For the most part, that means putting merchants in areas so that I can start trading with them. So I've connected up the Pacific Islands to my trade network, with a string of merchants, of course. By now, I think it would be best to have you actually start sending stuff to the Sunda Strait. Wait, no, send it to the Malacca Strait. Yeah, sending it straight to Malacca means I won't even need to have anyone in the Sunda Strait. Okay, I can send you over to somewhere else. Southern Cone. Trade. Just trade. It's a bit weird sometimes. And you are, of course, transferring everything out towards the Moluccas. Yes, okay. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. I've also attacked Monuco and grabbed my province back. Well, Iberia was in the middle of attacking them, so I had to ensure that they could only take so much. So they still have this disconnected portion, which I'm perfectly fine with keeping disconnected. It'll make it very difficult for them to work with. Although I'm probably going to have to go up against Iberia again at some point. I did force nationalize Monuco in the war, and it's going to be fairly difficult to keep them under control. They currently have minus 19.8% because I placated twice, because I have so much prestige that I had so much prestige that I just use it. I might as well. I also have a lot of power projection for conquering provinces from Iberia. Sadly, Iberia is no longer a valid rival, so any further conquest off of them is not going to be helpful. They just keep getting stronger, apparently. Although it's probably because they're first-rank great power and they got an institution. It's probably global trade. Caw. No, it's academia. Thing is, they are inventing global trade too, so Iberia is definitely my main problem. However, I do have the Control the Cape mission done, and I could theoretically get settled in Central Africa, but I don't need power in the Congo node right now. Maybe sometime in the future? But for right now, no. All I could do with it is send some over to the Guinea coast, or maybe collect from trade for some reason, but I'd rather collect in my home node. Of which I'm the only power left outside of Iberia setting up pittance. Because they have 3 trade power. Whoa! 46 ducats of trade income. Also the only one that has power in the Somalia node as well. I'm also working on annexing Dankali in order to ensure no one grabs provinces via the expedition system here. Eventually. Yeah. My navy is also, I now have, I think, the most heavy ships in the world outside of maybe China. Why do I say outside of maybe China when obviously China's gonna have the most? Oh, by the way, for some reason China's a republic. Unitary, total centralization. Oh, good lord. And centralized military. How do you get to be so good so quickly? Oh, right, China. Yeah. But I'll be able to embrace the institution soon. I'm just waiting for it to spread a bit further to minimize costs. I finished colonialism ideas. I'll probably grab 1, maybe 2 standing army ideas. It depends on how many points I have once I've grabbed the... because I do want to go to hybrid military and enlistment. So that I can finally get a good amount of manpower. Because I'm slowly getting more, but it's just not enough. I really want to have a sizable military, and other than going through the pain of dealing with the tribals, it's the only way to do it. Of course, if this fails, I can always try setting up a colony in Australia, but I don't have anything to send the colonists to that isn't mildly annoying. I guess I can get more provinces in Indonesia in order to further strengthen control of the trade in the area. Fine, I have nothing better to put the merchants, to have the merchants do, so... Not merchants, colonists. There's one other colony that isn't finished, and it's over here. Ah, this one's just about finished. Yeah, so... Thankfully, if I can manage to get them to 0 opinion, not easy, but achievable, they should have, even after the placated ruler decays, they should have 50% liberty desire, so they won't be an issue by that point. How am I getting 32 ducats of income from this one province? Huh? Wait, no, it's in the middle of constructing it. That's right. Not important. I think I've gone on long enough, though. State reach has hit over 60, which is great. Actually, that means I can... Variable. There. Increased centralization is going to make certain things more difficult, like keeping my vassals under control. He is actually looking a little uncomfortable right now. Guess I can go back to improving relations with them again. But yeah. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.